So, today we're going to be talking about Algiblocks. Before we start using the Algiblocks, we need to understand some concepts. First, we need to know the difference between a monomial, binomial, and trinomial. As you can see with a monomial, there's only one separation. There is no separation of numbers. Look at a binomial, and there is a separation, as you can see, like x plus 5, 7x minus 16. If you look at a trinomial, it's the same thing. It's negative 12x squared plus 7x minus 1. So it comes down to the separation between different signs. Also, we need to know how to correctly use our Algiblocks. So, for correct use, you need to understand that the length or the width have to be the same and match up the other shapes. So as you can see, the length of our x equals our x squared, and the width of our 1 units equal the same as the width of an x unit, and vice versa. So as long as you keep that in mind, you will be able to use these properly. But if you look at our incorrect version, as you can see, 1 unit does not equal a full length of x squared. So you have to make sure you keep those correctly used. The first equation we're going to start is 2 parentheses x plus 1. So we're going to put our x plus 1, and then we're going to put our 2. Now, if you remember, we have to keep our lengths and widths the same. So I'm going to take 2 times 1, x, which gives us 2, and then 2 times 1, which gives us 2. So our equation is 2x plus 1. Okay, for the next equation, we're going to go ahead and do 3 parentheses x minus 2. We have our 3, we have our x, and to represent our negatives, since we don't have different colored blocks, we're just going to use the ones with lines on top to represent our negatives. So our negative 2. So as you did before, you're going to take 3 times your x, there's 3 x's, and you're going to take your 3 times negative 2, which is going to give you negative 6. So the answer is 3x minus 6. The next equation we're going to work on is negative 1 parentheses x plus 2. As you can see, we have our negative 1 and our x plus 2. So, since we're taking a negative 1 times an x, it's going to turn it into a negative 1x. And since we're taking a negative 1 times a positive 2, it's going to turn those into negative 2. So, the answer is negative 1x minus 2.